What's going on, family? Black Feniks checking in right now. I'm inside the welding shop, and I just wanted to talk to you about these two specific things: welding and money. I think that we literally misunderstand the concept of welding. Welding, by definition, is combining two metals together with heat or with force. Financial literacy is understanding how to invest money, make money in various different ways through stocks, business ventures, things of that nature. I think that we need to understand how these two can combine to help us out, to help us get over the hump once we start learning the difference between both and combining both of them. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Thanks for checking in with me. So I think that it's important that we would really think about the career paths to welding and how when you're learning about financial literacy, it's also about how to manage a banking account, how to do savings, how to budget your income. So there's a few different things you're gonna have to learn, especially if you want to be a successful business. If you're gonna be a real successful business, you're gonna have to learn how to balance the two. Everything is good with me. I appreciate you for checking in. I'm actually well today. Wanted to give some highlights on the welding career path tree because I think a lot of times we want to jump into something, but the key source behind it is knowing the difference, like really knowing what welding is and knowing what financial literacy is and like where it starts at because financial literacy goes on a lot of different stages. And I think that if we're going to be successful as independent welders, as LLCs, as workers, we need to know the difference so that we can make a safe transformation over. Like coming from a worker to be independent to actually having a company that represents you. Too, about having a nonprofit. I'm actually filing for a nonprofit tomorrow. I've been working on a few things to get everything in line, but I'm gonna actually kick off the first step to it tomorrow is to file for my nonprofit to have a LLC and a nonprofit. And I'll probably have more nonprofits and more LLCs, but I'm working on an ideal now, and it's all about financial literacy, knowing how to protect your money, knowing how to make more money, knowing how to make the right strategic move. Because you got to remember when we're involved in the game of life in America, it's about finances. So we have to know that this is not checkers, this is chess. So you have to make strategic moves with your finances, with learning about them, with like, man, I didn't know this, making investments, knowing when to buy, when to sell, knowing when you can afford something and when you literally can't afford it. I think sometimes that we just overlook the basics. So whenever you get a chance, just Google welding. Get that full definition down, understand what that means, and then understand what financial literacy means. Google that and get a good understanding because I think they said knowing is half the battle. So if you can know and understand the importance of why you want to become a welder or why you want to use welding and why financial literacy is so important, then you can be able to do some great things with your independence. But you have to start from somewhere and we have to get that knowledge. Remember, knowing is literally half the battle. Once you know better, you can open up better doors. But it's crazy how someone will continue to do something because they really feel that if they do that particular thing, it's going to eventually work even though it's wrong. Well, if I keep shoving this, surely it'll go in here. It won't damage the product or whatever you're trying to do. We have to be humble with ourselves and knowing that it might not work. Certain things isn't going to work. And if it's not working or hasn't worked for centuries, I think it's time for us to switch it up. But there are rules to financial literacy and it's all around us. So I would feel that we should invest a little of our time into learning more about financial literacy and welding if that's something that you're going to get into. Going to school, I have noticed that they tend to stretch out the process longer when you go into a traditional college. They're going to stretch out the process longer. And about time you do finish, All you have is a piece of paper and not a whole lot of knowledge. You have some, but you won't have as much if you had that book knowledge plus that hands-on training. So that's what I'm trying to do with HogOn Welding now, is really start this new training program to help educate people who really, really want to change, and those who want to get the education from a one-on-one standpoint, and not just from someone who's sitting at a college and just actually getting money from an instructor standpoint. Because a lot of times, not saying that the instructor is wrong, but the way that the school system is set up and the college is set up, it's all about making finances, all about financial literacy again. So that's why we need to learn more about financial literacy. Like the more I learn about it, the more humble I am on what I need to do, because I really didn't know. So as you know better, once again, we do better. Knowing is half the battle, but we have to start about knowing the difference between both of the fields, welding, what it means to actually be a welder, what the word welding means, just to combine two different things together with heat and pressure, and what financial literacy means, knowing how to finance, knowing how to balance your finances, knowing how to invest, knowing how to make smart investments, knowing how to just manage a checkbook or a savings account. Just the simple things actually that will open up the door to greater things. A lot of welding schools do that. A lot of welding practices in different programs, they don't give you the full nine. They give you enough, enough information so that they can say they certify you in something. But a lot of times, the hands-on, literally, you have to do that time, just like on this career path. It says that you have to do, once you do a 2-year college. I got a young king that's doing a two year associate's degree. When it's all said and done, he have a 2-year social degree, but he still have to go get some hands-on experience, because what he knows at that particular level couldn't just go in and get him a top paying job unless it's something sitting behind a desk, showing someone what they need to do as far as how to hire someone or something. You know what I mean? But as far as like really getting involved to start a business or to use it to get a great paying job out the gate, majority of people, it don't happen like that. You still got to get that hands on, and I think that's what I'm trying to do with this, is give you both of them, give you the educational standpoint and the hands on, because once you combine the both of them, that's when you're gonna really be more successful at what you're trying to do. So just want to come through and talk to you about that for a minute. I think that it's important that we understand what welding is and what financial literacy is, and that we need to really have some hands on experience and really know for ourselves. Hold on.